friends, family, beautiful people, as you are often called. I'd like to welcome you all to Wil's. It is indeed party time, and it is indeed excellent because this is the first episode, the first hangout, the first party, if you will, that will henceforth be known as Wil's World in my little corner of This is Pro Wrestling, the podcast world. And this is where I get to come here by myself and talk about whatever I want. I can tell you all the pro wrestling news that you need to know for the day. And we can just hang out and party in the middle of the day. Imagine that. But this is part of a slew of new content that we are putting together here at the This is Pro Wrestling channel because we want to provide you guys with as much great wrestling content as we can. We realize that things happen daily. It's not feasible for us to go stream live the Bearded Trio all together every day, but we can divide and conquer. And so you're going to be seeing a lot of us as individuals. We're still going to have our live streams at our regular times on Sunday. But yeah, we're trying out some new stuff. And so I'm hearkening back to my days when I first joined the This is Pro Wrestling. Then it was called This is the NWA days. And some of you might remember a show known as Hey, It's Will Daily. And that show ran its course and it was good for a while. And it was retired, sadly. But the good news is now I'm back with Wil's World every Wednesday. See the alliteration Wednesday, Wil's World? We're clever like that. So every Wednesday at some point, I will be on here talking about wrestling news, talking about whatever's on my mind, and interacting with you guys. If I do go live, I'm live right now. What's up, front row? He's hanging out with us. I want to say hey to everyone listening on the audio feed. That's one of the big areas that we've been focusing on is making sure we put out quality audio content for all of the subscribers over on the audio feed. So if you don't already, if you're watching this on YouTube or somewhere else, make sure you go subscribe to our podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Pocket Casts, Google Podcasts, all those platforms. And then you can subscribe and you can just listen to my soothing voice while you drive in your car to work every day, at least on Wednesdays. So anyways, let's get into it. This show is going to be really loosey-goosey because honestly, it's just me hanging out, going through wrestling news, talking about things that are coming up, updating you guys on what you need to know about professional wrestling. Hopefully you guys caught the doc and Gary's live stream last night or listened to it on the podcast feed where they did a really comprehensive and nice recap of Mission Pro Wrestling Wishes Granted. It was an incredible event. Those guys gave a great rundown of everything you need to know that happened and their opinions about it. We even had an appearance from the lovely Mrs. Dr. Stinson, and that would be Tanya, and who was also there in Buda, Texas, enjoying that event with the good doctor. So if you haven't checked that out, make sure you go back and watch that. But let's get into it because we got a couple of news stories to cover today, a couple of things that jumped out to me. First of all, we'll start on a little bit of a sad note, but it has come to light today that good friend of the show and just all around good guy, Danny Limelight, has tested positive for COVID. So obviously this is really unfortunate news and we wish him the best as he's recovering, but he sent out a tweet earlier today that just said tested positive for COVID, on the road, getting better now, stay safe everyone. So well wishes to our good buddy Danny Limelight. Hope you have a quick recovery. I hope it's not unbearable for you and you can recover and get back to work safely. But you know, it's a reality. It's something we're dealing with. I mean, these guys are going out there week in and week out, and they're putting themselves at risk, and stuff like this is going to happen. So again, we wish you well, Danny. We hope that you are resting comfortably, and can't wait to see you return over on AEW. He's made his AEW Dynamite debut. He's been on AEW Dark as recently as last week. So yeah, best wishes, Danny Limelight, and hope you get to feeling better soon. What's up, James Lawrence, joining me in the chat here. Thank y'all for hanging out in the middle of the day. If you guys have any input, let me know. I'll give you a shout out here on the audio feed. But yeah, so moving on from some sad news to something a little happier, and that is that Ring of Honor officially has re-signed Kenny King. Kenny King is, of course, I think he's a 3-time TV champ. Let's see. Oh, 2-time former ROH World TV champion and former ROH World Tag Team champion. He won the Honor Rumble at the G1 Supercard in 2019 before a sold-out crowd in Madison Square Garden. But Kenny King has signed a brand new deal with Ring of Honor, which I don't know if they say how long the deal. This is coming from WrestleZone. He has re-signed. So no, he just re-signed with the company. So no word on how long that deal is for. But Kenny King is a valuable part of that company, and Ring of Honor is a promotion that honestly right now, just because the NWA is not running, it's probably my favorite promotion out there. I watch them every single week, and they have continued to re-sign these guys. I think last week we talked about Jonathan Gresham. We talked about just all the people that they've re-signed in the past couple of months. And I think Ring of Honor is really kind of putting their stake in the ground, saying like, you know, we're here to stay. We know who to hitch our horses to, and who's going to make us, you know, continue to be the thriving wrestling promotion that we want to be. And they've really put their money where their mouth is, literally, and have re-signed all these guys. So yeah, Kenny King getting re-signed. That's right, James Lawrence. That is a big deal. Kenny King is a valuable asset. So happy to see that he has re-signed. And then moving on, I know this is really the big wrestling news of the week, the biggest wrestling news that anyone can talk about, and we'll probably get taken down for this. But
Jax through the table.
yeah, that's an exclusive, because guess what? WWE edited that out on all the recordings of Monday Night Raw. So this right here.
Jax through the table.
The sound of Nia Jax screaming "my hole." You cannot find that on WWE recordings anymore, which I think is hilarious. Let's see here. This is coming from 411 Mania, who is reporting on it. They edited the "my hole" comment out. It went viral. It's been edited out of the YouTube clip and out of the match replay on the Hulu version of Monday Night Raw. So yeah, I guess that wasn't scripted, obviously, if they wanted it out. I don't know. I think like for WWE, something like that, my first thought when I saw that was that it might have been scripted, because if I was WWE, right, and I'm a marketer, so I'm always thinking like in terms of marketing, how do you make something go viral? They're sitting on something that whether it was scripted or not, it went viral. It got them tons of publicity. What's bad about that? Like, obviously it's a silly thing that happened, but like, why would you edit that out? Right. I mean, you want people to go back and watch it. She didn't, I mean, you know, I guess you could interpret that as inappropriate, but I mean, she didn't say anything that's not allowed to be said on TV, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe they're not worried about going viral. They're just sitting on all their money and not worried about it. But I just thought that was hilarious when I saw that has officially been edited out of all of the replays of Monday Night Raw that WWE has control over. That's not to say you can't find it all over social media and all over YouTube on other channels, at least until they find it and take it down, probably like this video that you're watching right now. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, Front Row says it was trending and they didn't capitalize on it. Exactly, man. That was my thought exactly, was that, you know, why not start pushing it out? Why not make it a thing? You know, it was a hashtag. It was trending. Everyone was talking about it. I mean, that's nothing but good publicity for you. But I guess they were a little embarrassed. I would love to know someday, and maybe this is something we'll hear about like 10 years from now on, you know, on Stone Cold's podcast or something. She'll be on there and she'll tell us the true story, whether or not that was scripted or whether or not she just literally thought that was the appropriate thing to say to sell that move. Oh, man. I have a feeling, though, it's not the last my hole we've heard in professional wrestling. Mark it down. So moving on, we've got some news out of NXT today, kind of bittersweet news, but turns out Johnny Gargano is injured and he's going to miss NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day. This is coming from WrestleZone. NXT North American Champion Johnny Gargano was set to face Kushida at the pay-per-view, but in a video posted on Austin Theory's Twitter page, Gargano's protege announced that Johnny TakeOver will be unable to compete on Sunday. He said, "I just left Johnny John John's house, Mr. TakeOver, Johnny Gargano, and I can't hold this in anymore." Said Theory, Johnny's out of TakeOver. That's right. NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day, Johnny will not be there, and it's all because of you, Kushida. You know, I've always got a smile on my face, but it's time to be serious. He says, "I'm not playing around. Tomorrow night on NXT, Kushida, that's tonight, you will pay. Not cash, not credit, or debit." That's clever. "You will pay from an ass whooping from Austin Theory." So there it is, the challenge laid down apparently tonight on NXT in the wake of Johnny Gargano being injured and unable to appear at NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day. We're going to get Austin Theory versus Kushida tonight on NXT. So there's something to look forward to. That should be pretty cool. And I'm excited about that. But yeah, that's all the news I got for today, unless you guys have anything else. I'm super excited. Again, this was just kind of the kickoff show, episode 1 for Wil's World. This will probably evolve and become a place where I share more opinions. But this week, I just wanted to share the latest wrestling news and remind everybody that we will not be streaming live tonight. I know that's super sad, but our Wednesday night live shows are going to be transitioning to something different that we're working really hard on. So the Bearded Trio will be together tonight, creating some content that's going to come out in the future. That's going to be, I can just tell you as an avid content creator and podcast listener, it's going to be content that you guys are going to love. And it's truly a group effort. And I'm just proud to be part of this trio and proud of what we can accomplish for pro wrestling. If you haven't joined our Discord, I would encourage you guys to join our Discord. You can go to our Twitter account at TIPW Show, and it's a pinned tweet at the top. It's a link that'll take you straight to how to join the Discord. We've created a for the most part, civil wrestling community. So if you're tired of a lot of the toxic trolling that happens a lot of times on Twitter, and you're just looking for a good group of smart wrestling fans to chat about, to stay up to date, to share some opinions and to debate opinions, head on over to our Discord. It's been amazing to see that thing grow. And just the fun conversation and connection that we get to have in that Discord channel. But follow us on social media, all the socials at TIPW Show. You can follow me on Twitter at This Is Wil Martin, Will with 1 L. And until next Wednesday, party on.